30 Easter eggs and secrets sponsored by Clash of Clans. In the primal scenery, there's an Easter egg that's simple to find, but you'll never see it coming. Just zoom all the way into the bottom left corner, a little past the blurry rocks, until...
Hello there.
Over in Inferno Town, there's a rocky bridge, and underneath it you'll find wooden tables and a white bathtub next to them. Obviously, it doesn't fit in with the rest of the decorations, and that's because it's a secret reference. In the most famous Clash of Clans commercial, hog riders from across the world are called the battle, and one of them is found like this. Next time you're attacking Goblin Picnic, head over to the P.E.K.K.A statue and use a jump spell on it. Then, place ground troops who can jump over the spike wall. Seems like a waste of elixir, but then a flare emerges from the statue, summoning Santa Claus.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas!
By the way, if you're wondering what P.E.K.K.A's name actually stands for, well, it didn't mean anything when they first came up with it. To fix this problem, Supercell held a contest on Facebook in 2012, challenging fans to come up with the best sounding name. The winner, Perfectly Enraged Night Killer of Assassins. Now, one of my personal favorite references is hidden in the description of Town Hall 13. It's labeled as a Song of Ice and Giga Inferno Fire, which is a tribute to Game of Thrones, more specifically the book A Song of Ice and Fire. Supercell loves to reference their other games, like the insanely popular Clash Royale. So, in the 10th anniversary scenery, it is packed full of Easter eggs showing a decade's worth of Clash history, and one of them is this overgrown sentry tower. This is an homage to the moment that Clash Royale was in beta, and if you look just south of it, you'll find a crown in better condition. Of course, the exact King's crown from the game. Not the only medieval franchise to be given an Easter egg. Once you unlock the level 6 Barbarian, his helmet is surprisingly familiar. Fans of Elder Scrolls will immediately recognize it. Putting it side by side with the iron helmet from Skyrim, you can see the reference. And great news for Clash of Clans players, Supercell just dropped a new way to play the game. It is now available on PC, so for those of you who prefer playing on the big screen, there has never been a more perfect time to join. If you're still on the fence, here's what Clash of Clans has to offer. It's a strategy game where you build defenses, train troops, and attack other players to gain resources like gold or elixir. You can use these to upgrade your base and rise to become the greatest clan of them all. Trust me, it is so much fun. If you hop on to play, make sure you scan this QR code to join my community team in the competition. So once you're all set up, make sure to check out the laboratory's description, which includes an incredible Easter egg. What dark secrets do these wizards hide inside their laboratory? All we know is that the research makes our spells and troops harder, better, faster, and stronger. You can probably already tell what this is referencing, the classic song by Daft Punk. Heading back to the primal scenery, it's not just a goblin you'll find. Over in the top left, there's another hidden secret. Zoom all the way into the river and you'll catch a glimpse of a hidden sea monster. Not the only thing lurking in the waters, make sure to pay attention to the pirate scenery's ocean. Occasionally, sharks will float to the surface and show their fins to the world, an amazing glimpse into the wonders of nature. I love admiring the environment, and that's why we need to help save it. So I'm happy to share the latest initiative from Supercell, Clash for Nature. Until December 10th, all Clash players can have a positive impact on the planet, and all you gotta do is just play. Once you boot up the game, you'll be asked which team to support, but we are officially on Team C's. No matter who you choose, your actions will contribute to the overall benefit of the environment through planting trees and removing trash from the oceans. By simply looting as much gold as possible during the event, you'll have the chance to be a part of the $100,000 split between Team Trees and Team C's depending on the outcome. Oh, and by the way, they're also giving away a free Tesla worth up to $50,000 along with some other items up for grabs, so I hope to see you guys helping in the Clash for Nature. Supercell put a ton of attention to the details in this game, and that's why if you grab an idle builder hut and move it to this side, the builder is actually revealed that, hey, this guy's sleeping on the job. And that's not the only building secret. Right now, you can get the builder's package for only $349, and this is the ultimate advantage. It allows you to progress early stages of the game super fast, and also gives the ability to buy more builders if you ever miss out on them. But just say, you're gonna need these guys if you want to build your capital. It's a feature that was added last year, letting you give your clan a capital city, but my favorite part is the incredible secret behind it. It turns out this was originally suggested by a player over 10 years ago, and I wish I could have seen his reaction when it was finally added. So the beating heart of your clan is Capital Peak, and this place also has secrets of its own. Here you can find a stone that shows an interesting set of drawings, so we'll follow it and you'll realize it's the story of the Mountain Golem trailer, showing how it awakened from the ground. Over in single player, if you join the full frontal battle, make sure to place a ground troop next to these irregular rocks. You'll walk through activating a pumpkin bomb from the 2012 Halloween update. Now, one of the most important parts of Clash of Clans is elixir. Take a look at the color of this thing. It's a beautiful purple, but there's more to this than you might think. This is the exact color of the energy bar from Super Metroid. Turns out the devs are huge fans of Nintendo. Not the only tiny detail that requires some research, because if you've ever placed the old barbarian statue, you might wonder why it's just a big head. Well, it turns out it actually has a whole body. Players who have watched every trailer spotted that one of them showed a glimpse of the full statue, found underwater and of course missing its head. There's even more art in the game, but not in the form of a statue. Supercell noticed a piece of fan art by a member of the community and loved it so much that they wanted it in the game. So when you loaded up Clash during 2019, this was the loading screen. Next time you're fighting with an Electro Dragon, pay attention to their collar and their back. The spikes slowly light up, which is a much more important detail than you'd expect. This is actually to tell you they're charging up an attack, giving you an exact time of when it'll fire. Another timer you should keep an eye on is the matchmaking. If you want to avoid getting stuck in a loading screen while searching for a base in multiplayer, follow this insane trick. Usually if you press next straight away, you'll get this loading screen while you wait for an opponent. But if you wait until the battle timer hits 28 seconds, the new base will load instantly. And some items you place have the smallest details that actually mean something. Weapons like the Flame Flinger will display its level in Roman numerals on the front using wood or stone plates, even changing to IV for level 4. The same happens on the Star Lab too, but since it could be upgraded to a maximum of level 10, the sign on the wall will work all the way up from 1 to X. Speaking of upgrades, even the characters got a new change during 2016. The update refined the models of everyone in the game, including the Giant. But one thing was a little off. I mean, sure, he got a better beard and some new clothes, but he also grew another finger? And if you're a true OG in Clash of Clans, you might have heard of the Order. They're the first clan that was ever created in the game, becoming so famous, they even got featured in the base tutorial. Well, the craziest part is they're still active to this day. That is some dedication. And it still doesn't come close to the true dedication of George Yao. This guy is a Clash of Clans master, being the first player to earn 4,000 trophies, and did it all by playing the game on 5 iPads over 6 months. I mean, give an award or something. And if you ever wonder what it's like to be inside a base when it's getting attacked, you can actually experience it. Supercell released a video that's completely immersive, and it lets you look around the base while you're under fire from giants, skeletons, even dragons.
At least we didn't get 3-starred.
Another one of my favorite secrets is the Rare Stone. It first appeared in early versions of the game when creating a village, and this one looked completely different from the rest. Well, after the official launch, it can no longer be obtained, making its existence a mystery, except for a handful of players who still have it on their island today. Not the only strange stone, because if you choose a jungle scenery, you could actually spot a secret in the background. Amongst the trees, there is one large boulder that looks slightly familiar, and that's because it's actually a giant goblin head. Although I prefer messing around with the minion Easter egg. If you manage to get these guys inside an army camp, simply tap on them and they'll all start sneezing. No idea why this happens, but if they're at a high level, they'll sneeze even more. There's so many little details you gotta appreciate, and another is the freeze spell. Normally it's used to stop enemies from moving, but it also works on the environment. Dropping this in something like a weather vane will actually freeze it in place until the spell wears off. The more you know. Now, one thing that did vanish was the goblin pull. This thing originally spawned with every base until it was randomly deleted one day. No one knows what it does, but some players have managed to keep it, and it even shows up with the code name when you tap it. And for anyone going into your first battle in the builder's base, don't worry if you haven't found your feet yet. This fight is literally impossible to suck at. You can't lose, and I'm not saying that because it's easy. The devs genuinely added no way to lose the battle, so get out there, try some crazy strats for yourself. Those are secrets and Easter eggs in Clash of Clans. Thanks again to them for sponsoring this video. It has been Tommy, and keep it here on T5G.